الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this webinar. باستثناء المهندس محمد presenter, please put your sound ولا المايك على mute. Okay, because if you don't have it on mute, then we're going to have an echo, and it's going to be very difficult for everybody to hear. So, first of all, thank you all for joining today. Inshallah, this webinar will be very interesting, very exciting to have Greener as our first guest speakers in this webinar series. Okay. So today, inshallah, we will be discussing the ARC platform and application. So Greener by IHCC is a consultant for green building services and commissioning for energy, LEED certification, ARC platform. So I'll let the introduction to them. But generally, what we are hoping to get out from today is to let you know how the ARC platform can be implemented, what is the benefits of it, and how easy it is for you to measure the performance of the building, see the performance of the building, and modify the performance based on your targets. So you're going to see, for example, if your energy performance was 15% efficient, then you might go up to 20, 30, and so on. So I'll give the mic to Engineer Mohammed to introduce himself, introduce the company, and then we'll start the presentation. After Engineer Mohammed's presentation is finished, then we will have the Q&A session. Please write your questions in the chat area so I can list all the questions for Engineer Mohammed later on. So, again, please put your mics on mute, except for Engineer Mohammed. طيب، تفضل مهندس محمد.
Okay, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله جميعا. First of all, thanks to USGBC, represented by Dr. Mohammed for giving us this opportunity, and thanks everybody again also for joining us today on today's webinar, which will be about ARC platform, which is the interesting performance platform. So today, as Dr. Sarf introduced, actually we are going to touch a base on how to apply ARC in practice. So personally, I listened to the previous meeting, which was presented by Dr. Sarf again. He had an introduction about the ARC platform, how it can be applied, how it can be utilized. Today will be like continuation of the same topic, but more into the practical part of it. So yeah, let's just have everybody fasten your seatbelt and let's just start the interesting journey. So basically, let me just give a quick introduction about Greener. So Greener is a professional service provider for sustainability and energy efficiency services. We handle different projects, medium to large scale projects. We deal we have three business major areas, which is sustainability, energy efficiency, and solar energy. Also, we provide commissioning services, physical commissioning services that have to do with the green building and sustainability. So, and also quick introduction about myself, Engineer Mohammed. I'm the Business Development Manager for Greener. And today I'll be happy to give you the presentation about our experience, case study of our platform, applying it in the head office of our mother company, which is called IHCC. So basically, our platform is a unique idea, I would say, because it offers us a new tool to evaluate sustainability performance of buildings. So those who are in the industry already, like they understand, you know, some of the yes. Is there any, again, please everybody make sure that you mute your microphone. Hello? Okay, I think we're good now. So again, like there are some standards like ISO 5001, which deals with energy management systems that enables building users and operators to have a system, a very systematic way to evaluate their energy performance and how to improve the energy in the buildings. But what unique here in the ARC really, it goes just beyond that. It goes not only, it's just not limited to the energy part, it goes beyond it to the water, waste, transportation, and the human experience. How can we just move this somewhere? Okay, what? Okay, it's not showing any. Okay, so so basically, again, we are using our system. We can evaluate, we can monitor the performance of the buildings in all of these sustainability factors, which is very interesting, very unique, not really there in the market. That's why I would say USGBC was the pioneers. They are really the pioneers in this field. So and also the good thing about ARC is not only a monitoring system, because you know, again, I think the same thing Mr. Safi was saying, that if you cannot measure it, you cannot control it. So that's the main key of the whole idea here, is that, you know, using ARC, being able to monitor your performance in all of these, it will give you the chance to benchmark your score, and also give you the chance to plan for more improvements, to have a target every month or every year to work on this building. So it will just really move the traditional boring process of improving the system, the building systems, to a very interesting process that will be target oriented. So that's really a great value of ARC. So moving forward. Okay. So let me just preview about the agenda of today's meeting. So first of all, we're going to talk about ARC platform for office buildings. So that's the main topic of today. And then we'll elaborate later on about our case study, the success story of applying ARC on ITC head office. And we'll just mention how we got the score we got today, what was the improvement we have done. And then the last part, we are going to highlight what will be our next plans to improve our ARC scores. So that's again how to enhance your building performance using the scores you got. So starting with the offices. So basically, again, ARC is offering performance monitoring and benchmarking tool for buildings. The good and really interesting thing about it is it gives you the chance to compare your building performance to local and global kind of buildings, similar kind of buildings, which is very interesting. Again, this is really, I would say, it's a missing chain. It was a missing chain, and now they're really USGBC, they're filling the gap. So and again, well, now I'm talking about mainly the benefits. So if you are thinking about ARC, what will be the benefits to apply ARC to your offices? So again, green office, it represents the sustainability value of the company. That represents the passion of the company to do so. And again, because human experience is part of the ARC, so that would enable the building operator and planner, facility manager to improve the indoor environmental quality, including indoor air quality, including all other parts of human experience can be happening inside the building. Again, lower operating costs, because you basically are trying to save energy and water, so we'll end up saving a lot of money. It depends on case to case, of course. So resource utilization and optimization, because again, the recycling part, the waste management part would really help in that regard. And finally, I think again, it has been mentioned before in the previous meeting that ARC can facilitate to achieve LEED and O&M certificate. So if one of the presentation viewers now, he start to think about the ARC and how to implement it in their office. So I would highly recommend going over this slide with me and consider it very well. So basically, you want to think about the feasibility of applying ARC. So what would be the potential for savings and improvement? Again, if your building needs a lot of if you're building a lot of electricity and there is a lot of potential, then you want to think about this. Marketing and branding, which is like has another kind of feasibility factor. So it, sometimes it's not, you cannot measure it like the saving of energy and water. So some of the companies, that's really a big deal. Ownership, you want to think about the ownership of the building, because some of the people, they own their offices, some of them they rent it. So, and even in the rental part, it has sometimes short term versus long term. So these are all to be considered in the very beginning, and potential for future expansion. So that's something really important to think about. So I mean, especially like, for example, the indoor air quality, because you know, if you are expanding, growing, your business is growing, more employees you have at the same place, so you have to improve the indoor air quality for the new situation. Yeah. So next, again, away from feasibility, some of the, especially multinational companies and big companies, they have already, they will be having already environmental goals and commitments in place. Okay, some of them, they are complying with some standards and codes, environmental codes. So that would really help a lot, away again from the feasibility, the financial feasibility. And then again, something to consider is like, if you are having a multi-branch company, ARC would be ideal in this scenario. One of the reasons, because, you know, again, this is something I had mentioned before. If you have, for example, let's say, a lot of branches of bank branches. So the good thing that ARC platform offers, that you can have a one portal for all the branches, and you can monitor all of them at one platform. You can evaluate the facility management performance for all of them in terms of energy, water, waste, etc. So it's really very nice, good tool that if you have like a chief facility manager, he will be really happy to monitor the people under him in different facilities, how to monitor their performance. So, and next here is, again, if you are in the planning phase, you want to think also, are you going to use ARC as a tool for to achieve LEED on-M? That's something also very important to consider. And finally, which is very important tip, actually, I would say, in the very beginning phase, that you have to think about the assistance or the help from sustainability consultant. It's very important. It's ARC has to do with a lot of sustainability related tasks. So, so it's very important if the company itself doesn't have in-house sustainability consultant, they have to think about utilizing or hiring a sustainability consultant to support, to make this, the whole plan very successful for them. So that's also very important. So moving forward, again, I'm going to start presenting our success story with our head office, IHC head office. Thanks for all supports and efforts from USGBC, from our team, from, you know, it's a team effort kind of task. So this picture is representing our, we call it ARC exhibition, that is, has been installed in our lobby area. We're so proud of the job, alhamdulillah. And I mean, we are emphasizing on the value, the sustainability value, and how we are sticking to that. Our CEO is signing his commitment that sustainability starts in our head office and moves to all of our projects, alhamdulillah. And also we are using ARC, dynamic ARC platform. As you see, the digital platform that looks like an iPad. It's a very fancy iPad. So it's interesting actually to have it. It gives the actual monthly score of the building, gets updated every month by itself. Very nice and dynamic tool. It gives a lot of excitation. Now, here we are showing, we started the first score, we got it generated by February 2019, and it was 40, which was a pretty good score. And I'm going to maybe disclose the secret of that. That's why we are in the very beginning, we are reaching a good score, because as engineer, again, Dr. Sarfi mentioned, 40 is equivalent of basically 65. So if we keep the whole year with 40, we'll be able by the end of the year to apply for lead on him. And even the good news that after that, as you can see, we got it improved, 56, 55, 61, 61. We're reaching 61 now, like having the plateau score, 61. So, so basically, actually, we're also working to improve 61, which is the first part of this presentation, how we are planning to improve. Okay, so these are our plan. Our efforts we have done for energy, water, waste, transportation, experience. I'm going to go in more detail in the next slide. So let's start with energy. So now energy, one of the things that we have done for the building, that already Greener is a professional energy audit service provider. And in 2016, back in 2016, we have conducted a very comprehensive energy auditing service that is compliant with ASHRAE Level 2 standard. So we generated the report after long efforts, a lot of I would say comprehensive site survey, testing, understanding the law, what will be the potential ECM's energy conservation measures. And we came up with a report. We show it to the building owner, and he has approved a lot of ECMs that resulted in first year 17% of energy saving, which is a good, it's considered a very good result from the first year, like those who are familiar with the energy audit industry. So our annual energy cost, namely, was 166,500,000, and moves to 137,68,000. So that was again a good improvement. This is another graph that shows the monthly effect of that, and monthly average saving 2,400 Saudi riyal, which was pretty good. And actually, the good news that that was the result of the first year. After that, we kept doing the results, and we reached 24% energy savings. So it was even more than 17. So alhamdulillah, that was a very good achievement. One of the more things also we started to do that we wanted to cultivate the sustainability culture in the corporate. So again, thanks to the management, the top management, the CEO, he's highly supporting that. So we initiated the habit of observing Earth Hour every year. So we started that 2017, I believe. So we have done this 3 times, and every time we're doing different activities, different observation activities. And it went even beyond that. The last year, we came up with a new initiative under our CSR program that's called Green Mosque. So basically, in this initiative, we voluntarily our time and our money, and we do LED retrofitting, replacing to more energy saving lighting. We also to more water saving fixtures and filters. We also have some improvements in the most different kind of sustainability improvement. And alhamdulillah, it was very successful initiative in 2019. And actually, we are planning, I would like to announce this live here, we are planning next year to expand this activity from 1 mosque to 5 mosques. So that's a platform where I announced this, please, if everybody is interested, because we want to do it not only internally next year. We want to do some sort of consortium between different companies and corporates in which they can get on board and start to opt for this. So it will be a much more impact and positive impact to the mosque. And may Allah give us ajr, inshallah, for that. So that's to be mentioned. Okay. So moving from energy, we move to water. Again, same thing. We have done with the energy audit in 2016. We have done comprehensive water auditing. We have done a couple of water saving measures. One of which is installing low flow aerators in the tap. Also, automatic sensor faucets. We have done this. We have done also leakage detection for our water tank, and we try to also to manage the irrigation load. Anyway, so it was a good saving, especially from the aerators. Even where, as you can see, we have done the measurements here. Before it was 0.9, with the new aerator we moved 0.4, so that's almost 55%. That was another very good achievement. So that's for water, and then moving to the waste management. So this is one of the interesting, categories, because we had almost no plan for waste management in place when we opted for ARC. So it was really a good initiative that we started to do full plan. So first of all, we have, as you can see here, full waste segregation and recycling program. So we started to segregate our waste, plastic, cardboard, paper. As we are in the office, paper waste is a big deal. So we did the segregation, and also we added, we call it recycling measuring station, in which we started to measure all the waste that we are generating. So including the recyclable ones and including the mixed waste, so we can evaluate our performance. And that's actually one of the things that enable us to enter this data in the ARC platform and get an accurate results, an accurate evaluation for our performance. So one more thing also we did, that we started to deal with recycling facilitator that will get our waste and start recycling it. So alhamdulillah, things are getting into in effect for recycling. Now, moving to the transportation part. So that part was already pretty good in our company, honestly speaking, because we had already a van pooling program that, majority of our employees are actually they are living in one compound or a couple of compounds. I think 2 or 3, and we are already offering them the buses for commuting, moving from to the workplace, and they're already using it. So alhamdulillah, we had a very good job in the transportation score. One of the reasons that because we were already doing a good job in that. We are promoting for van pooling, car pooling, etc. Actually, one more interesting thing, that even when it comes to the charging station, the EV, electric vehicle, believe it or not, our CEO was using his unique EV car, I think 3 or 4 years ago. So he's already a green advocate, and I'm just giving the title here. Green CEO means green organization. He's really his car is not only fancy, mashallah. His car also is very green. It's not only EV, by the way. Fisker car also offers solar powered roof. So it's a green car. So that's something also when I like it. So now moving to the 5th category, which is human experience. So alhamdulillah, last year, we had the certificate, a great place to work. We were certified for that, alhamdulillah. We got a very good score, and we are proud of that. And that's something that is really tangible. We feel it. I'm working in this company, alhamdulillah, the environment is very good. The working environment is very good and very well controlled and managed, mashallah. So now, moving to the ARC, now in ARC, for human experience, they ask you to perform a survey, okay, finding out more about the problems that employees are suffering, are complaining about. So that was a very good opportunity for us to understand how the employees are thinking. So we have done the survey for the majority of the staff, I believe, and these are the results of the survey. And as you can see, it highlights 4 main problems. And again, this is one of the real benefits of ARC. We had no idea about that. I mean, maybe we had some hints about them, but now we are documenting the problem. So basically, we have 4 problems, as you can see. Stuffy, because we are growing, more people are coming into the same place. Because it's an open space kind of office, that's why being loud is another problem. Cold, AC, privacy issue, again, that comes to the open space environment. So we literally, we got this survey. I had a meeting with the CEO face-to-face, speaking with him about that. And he was very understanding. He understands that we have to start doing something about that because we really care about our people. So actually, moving next, actually, I'm going to get back to this, by the way, into the next plan, how we're going to plan to improve some of these parts. So now, again, moving to what we have done already. So human experience, now, again, in ARC, they are asking for human experience, not only this site survey, also they're asking for measurements for POC and CO2, which is main indoor air quality pollutants, pollutants that hurts the indoor air quality. So again, we are into this business. We're professional. We're doing a professional job in IAQ measurements. So we have done measurements for VOC measurements, and it, as you can see, the existing results are reaching 1.6 milligram per cubic meter. And now we are targeting 1 milligram per cubic meter, so we are acting accordingly for that. And CO2 measurements, again, we have done this, and it was very interesting because we found out that we are into the range of fair range, which is, I believe, our readings was 900 something. So here it shows fair, but still we're not satisfied enough. We are targeting the good range, which is 700 to 800. So we had we immediately had an immediate reaction for that, in a way that we have package units here running in this office. So what we have done is that we increased the fresh air intake, and even that we added a new opening for fresh air. So we are putting more fresh air into the building, even though we know for sure that will hurt the energy efficiency performance of the building. But as sustainability concerns, we understand that health is the priority before the energy efficiency. I mean, the whole purpose of energy is to serve people and serve the health of the people. That's why we prioritize the fresh air, increasing the fresh air over the energy efficiency part. Now, last part of the presentation, as I promised, it will be our future plans. Actually, not really future. They are really ongoing, as I mentioned. They are really ongoing. We have started in many of them. If not all, actually, all of them we started planning yet. So we are trying, again, to achieve a better score. And again, before going over these measures, again, I want to highlight the very important part, which is the main key again of the ARC. ARC, it gives you the urge, the excitation, the motivation that you are achieving a score, and now you are having a motivational force to push you to get a better score. So, and even to show this to the management, so things make sense to them. It's not just things in the air that, okay, you are avoiding a general, a broad kind of a statement that you say to your management, okay, we'd like to improve our energy performance. No, that's too much a broad kind of statement. Here, no, we speak about numbers, about figures, about things that is tangible. So that's very important. Now, as you can see here, these are our ongoing plans. Let's start just from the right side. Let's start from the right side. So, green zone, quiet office policy, bicycle parking area, e-waste recycling, food waste reduction, and PV solar power of 50 kilowatts. So I'm not giving details from this slide with the phone. So now basically in solar, we are planning for 50 kilowatt solar system that will be installed in our rooftop. We had already planned before, actually, I would say 4 years ago about solar, but many things stopped us. Again, unclarity and things in the business industry. Now, again, things in numbers and figures, we really got the management convinced to invest in 50 kilowatt solar that will, inshallah, improve our energy performance big time. So now that would be a good opportunity for me to talk about the net zero target. So we are speaking about energy, water, waste, all of these. Our final target, ultimate target for that is actually zero, number zero. So if you're talking about net zero energy building, that means this is a building that is fully supplied by the renewable energy system, no power from the grid. So that's part of the plan. I mean, really, that really gives you even, like for example, if you're in the school, the full mark is 100, right, or A plus or whatever. So in our case, the full mark is zero. So zero waste, net zero building for energy and water. Water sometimes very challenging because recycling water sometimes really challenging, or because of the condition of the building and the initial plans. Anyway, so 50 kilowatt solar plan. Next, food waste reduction. We thought about it big time. We had actually the breakdown of our waste that we are generating, and believe it or not, 20% of our waste is generated because of the kitchen waste, which is mainly food, organic kind of waste. So I think that's a very important indicator that let us think about food. So we noticed that we had a cafeteria in the building, we noticed people are eating, but really asking for more than what they need. So now, one of our major plans now is to educate people, to raise the awareness for people that please, as like the nice poster here we have, don't just eat it, complete it. And actually, we're making even a couple of other posters just to educate people, let them know, please ask for what you need to eat. If you need more, later ask the cafeteria guy to add more food for you. So inshallah, hopefully, with this awareness campaign we are doing, we'll end up having some saving. Maybe somebody else will touch the base on the compost of organic food, kind of compost, recycling, and how we can utilize it. So that's a future plan, but not really something we consider for now. Now, the e-waste recycling. So again, that's interesting because when we had the recycling plan, we thought about, majority of the waste, but we missed the e-waste, which is the waste coming from electronics, IT equipment. We figure out that we are an office. So basically, we have also a lot of such waste. So we found it very interesting to have a one container, e-waste container. We're really planning with this. These are actually the drawings for that dimension. It's not without dimension, but we have the full drawing. So we are fabricating e-waste container that we will, inshallah, place it in the printer room. So our IT will guide them to keep diverting all of e-waste so we can find a way to recycle it later. So bicycle parking, so again, that's part of the transportation improvement of transportation score. So again, we found we have a couple of employees, actually, namely they are 10, sorry. So 10 of our employees, they are having bicycles. So they are living near to the office, and they are having bicycles. So what they will do, we noticed that they come and found no bicycle parking area, and they just drop it somewhere invisible way, in an invisible way, shaded way. So we thought that we have to value that, we have to appreciate that, and promote for more of that. So believe it or not, this bicycle parking area we are planning, it's actually a preferred A plus kind of parking, just it's the nearest to the maintenance, to the main entrance. It's almost same position of the CO parking. So that really means a lot. That means really we are believing in this. It's a great value, and would like really to spread this culture to the whole community. Now, one more thing is, again, about human experience. One of the problems, if you remember the results, one of the main complaints we got, it's about being loud office. So again, we are now establishing with the HR, with the administration, a quiet office policy. Okay, we developed that in many ways, and we are now in the process of approving it from the top management and the CEO. So it will start to be applying, inshallah, in this quarter. So people will be more careful when they speak about the phone, when they meet some people. So that's very important. It will like prevent a lot of noise. Now, the last part of improvement, the last improvement measure here, uh, it is something we call green zone. Okay, so basically this area. So by the way, this is the example of the bicycle. I told you about the bicycle. They are parking it in a random way. So that shows the left hand side of the picture how they're parking the bicycle. So inshallah, from the next month they will have a very much more luxurious kind of parking. So now that's funny, but yeah, it's really good. So now moving to the green zone. Actually, this part is in the back side of our office, where we had a couple of random trees. So we instructed the people over there to start doing a mini farm. So that's in the right hand side. We call it ICC mini farm, and we are planning also to make it an organic farm. So so we are thinking about it. I mean, if we find a way that even it can support our internal kitchen some way, so people will have an access to organic green leaf some way or another. That has been uh, grown in their office. That's a very interesting concept. So, and even have more green areas, so maybe we invest in other areas. So that's one part. Now, the second part, I already highlighted the recycling measuring station. So maybe here the picture is more clear. So we have full recycling measuring station. We have a platform scale only meant to measure waste. So the third part here is we wanted to make floor painting, green floor painting in all of these zones, and we are thinking to add some benches and recreational area for the employees. So it's like a break time area, so they can enjoy this nice area, and also the greenery part. So that will add and enhance the human experience or the employees' experience in this building. So that's pretty much it. Actually, I just wanted it was trying to be short and nice, deliver the main message to the point. I hope that was beneficial for everybody. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm ready now for the Q&A session. Yeah, I will hand it to Dr. Sarf now, maybe.
Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Mohammed. It was very nice, very informative, and I'm very happy to see the first ARC Experience Center in the country to be implemented, and I'm sure that you and your management would be happy to see the experience and get knowledge on the parameters that you discussed. Okay, so now if we have any questions, please either use the microphone or you can write it in the chat. So I've muted all of you, so if you have any questions, just unmute yourself and you can speak.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Yes.
First of all, thank you so much for this very informative presentation. Unfortunately, I missed half of it. So I have a question actually regarding the first part that I missed. Currently, I'm working on an ARC project in Jordan, and we are facing problem regarding the VOC or the total VOC test, because we had an instrument. We actually recruited a specialist to do that, but he cannot find an instrument that would have the correct unit. That's the microgram per cubic meter. All the test instruments that he has had the unit for ppm or ppb.
Right.
So and we were not able to find like the correct formula for transferring or for converging of the units for this exact instrument. So what was the solution for you, or what did you do? Did you find a special instrument, or you did it in a specific way? Thank you so much.
Thank you. So that's a good question, actually. Basically, when you measure the VOC, there are a lot of instruments out there, ranging from small, handheld, very specific task, very specific function of only measuring the VOC, ranging all the way to IQ, big instruments, etc. So definitely, the higher you go, the more features you get, the more capability to get it in the two units that you mentioned, in milligram per cubic meter or ppm. I believe the one that we have, it gives the two options. It's either can be measured ppm and milligram per cubic meter. Just to avoid marketing for some instruments, avoid getting, disclosing some names. Maybe if you want to get my contact information or email, so maybe we'll guide you for that.
Thank you so much. Definitely, I will contact you. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Excuse me, let me ask. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
So thanks for the presentation. So I want to ask about the life cycle assessment approach. Do you have any idea that life cycle assessment concerning about the energy consumption and environmental emissions? So your energy saving the solution. So I think it's important to use the life cycle assessment approach. I'm just wondering if you're already using the life cycle assessment or not. Thanks again.
Okay, good. So basically, the topic itself, life cycle assessment, LCA, is a little bit more like beyond the scope of this meeting, but I will try to just give you some hints on that. So it's a very broad concept, and it can be applied into every single thing comes in the manufacturing industry. It can be for products, it can be for buildings, it can be for the whole city. So basically, even under the light of LEED version 4, they have one full credit for that. It's called the whole building life cycle assessment. So that one actually is not really handling the energy part. Mainly, actually, it's handling the energy part. Sorry, but it's a function of the structural elements and components of the building. Okay, so now. Even, I mean, the only part that you can link the life cycle assessment in the energy modeling part. We haven't done energy modeling. So if we have done some energy modeling, it would have been we could have had some sort of life cycle assessment. But the thing is, it was not advisable in the first place because we already have the building existing. We have a lot of instruments to measure the consumption. So we really didn't need the energy modeling. Energy modeling, one of the main reasons of that is they use it for new construction building where you want to simulate the case that you are not seeing now. In our case, no, we're seeing the cases now. And we're seeing the energy saving measured. But we haven't, maybe continuation to this answer, maybe we do it in another way, that the results we got, we try to simulate it for the next 20 years or so. But honestly speaking, we haven't considered that.
Yeah, thank you for your answer.
No problem.
Can I have another question?
Yeah, please.
Regarding the waste management. So I know that for ARC you need to insert specific information for 12-month period for energy and water. Well, for waste, it's a little bit vague in the document or in the guide. It says you can insert the audit information or the cumulative information for 12 months. So in your case, did you conduct a waste audit, or you already have a waste or a recycling plan and you have all the numbers for the 12-month period?
Yeah. So basically, when we started the plan, and as I mentioned in the presentation, the first month was February. Okay. So sorry. Before February, we started the setup for the waste measurements. So we had no records before, and even in ARC, it's not mandatory that you bring the previous 12-month records unless you want to try to. I think if you want to approach the pre-certification, then maybe you speed up the process this way. But we didn't have. We were not in a hurry to do that. We wanted to do it the right way, because as you were saying, if we went with the assumption path, it would have not been a good option for us. The accuracy level would be very low. So there are some ways to estimate. Yes, there are some ways. I mean, volume to weight conversion, trying to get the bills of the waste management supplier, hauler. Yeah, there are some ways, but we didn't prefer that. And I would not recommend it for any existing ongoing ARC project. It's just a better way just to establish this from the beginning. Set up a platform scale with high accuracy and start waiting from that.
Just continuation for the same question, please. So you did not conduct a waste audit. You just start doing your waiting for the recycling versus waste at home, right? Or in-house?
Well, it depends how you define the waste audit. I mean, we have done.
Yeah, collecting for several days and then.
Yeah, we have done this. Yes, if this is what you mean, yes. Yes, we have done preliminary waste. Yes, you're right.
And you did it for how many days, please? day by day or for like a week or 3 days?
We have done it for 1 month. 1 month because, yes, so just to make sure that we're getting full cycle of the measures.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
It depends, it varies from a project to another. You just want to make sure what will be your cycle, repeating cycle. Maybe it can be 1 week in some cases. Are we good? What am I? Hello?
Okay, so I think we have a question in the chat. Okay, we have a question about the rubbish. Somebody is doing something other than what is segregated. So use rubbish like food or something like that.
Please, Mr. Al-Amri, please make sure that you are not enabling your microphone without raising a question. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I think now we're good.
So did you can see the question in the chat area.
Okay.
Mr. Hassan Al-Fayed said that, when you use recycle for waste, when you put plastic rubbish, the public will put other stuff in the rubbish. So how can you control that?
Oh, very good question. Wonderful question. So this question actually is very practical. Like if you go over a project, ARC project, you have to come across it. Anyway, so many ways to handle that. So one of the ways that you have we found some of the companies, they offer even office size trash can that has segregation. So some of the big companies, they offer that. So that's definitely a good solution. There are some companies that they offer something, you install it in the you just put it in the desktops of the people, and you collect the plastic bottles. Some of them, they add, just recycling bins in different areas of the office, throughout the office. So again, that will help people to use them for that purpose. One of the interesting things is that one of the good things that we're now actually with one of our plants, even I haven't disclosed that, actually is replacing if you are using water bottles in your office, replacing this with reusable mugs. So that's part of our plan, and I would like to highlight something even more important. It's not just that you say, please, everybody use mugs instead of plastic bottles. No, don't do it in a very simple way. It has to be very well managed because you have to highlight the name of the user on the mug, because swapping such kind of things are not very comfortable things for people. So we have to make sure that it's very distinguished over employees. Yeah, I hope this answered the question.
Yes, excellent. Thank you. And then we will conclude with this question. So I was asking about the ARC platform. Says, is it as means of energy simulation or the same concept?
So you just say it one more time, Dr. Saf, if you don't mind.
So she's asking about is the ARC platform as an energy simulation. So I think you talked about the energy audit and simulation, but I don't think the ARC system really is kind of that. So I'll leave the answer to you.
Okay, very good. So let's just make sure we understand the concept of energy simulation. So energy simulation is basically that you enter some data and specifications of the building to some software, and the software will do the simulation for your building, and it gives you the annual energy consumption of the building, like how many kilowatt hour per year. So they do it in a couple of cases. The most common case is when you have a new construction is getting built now, because you're not having the building on operation. You have no idea about the real consumption. You don't have electricity bill. So the best way to imagine that and to improve that is to do a computer simulation that will give you a good idea. So it will give you a good idea how to change this, how to save energy here and there. So energy simulation is not typically used for existing buildings, though it still can be used, by the way. Energy audit, I said, we have done ASHRAE level 2. In ASHRAE level 3, actually energy modeling is used in energy audit, but they use it for other purpose. I do want to, maybe it's a little bit beyond the scope of this meeting. Again, if you want to have more details, please get my information, contact information. I will be happy to elaborate on that.
Okay, thank you. I hope that was clear, Mr. Riham. Okay, it's just because we have these two questions and then we're finished. So what's your recommendation to meet the transportation requirements?
So number one recommendation is van pooling, especially if you are in office. Today we are talking about office. Huh? So if we change the application, definitely you would need to consider different things. For that, carpooling maybe instead of van pooling. Van pooling is the bus, and maybe it's not applicable in some of the other building applications. EV charging stations, any renewable kind of or green kind of vehicles, hybrid vehicles, so that it has more energy, fuel efficiency rating. So all of these will contribute to that. And again, each case is different. We have to understand that. Each case is different. Every case will come with new ideas and solutions. Maybe today we'll focus more on office.
Okay, thank you very much, Mohammed. I hope everybody was clear about the presentation and the performance the IHCC headquarter building has achieved. So inshallah, we will share a few stuff later on when, during the a few weeks coming. So I would, on behalf of, my team, USGBC, GBCI, I would like to thank Engineer Mohammed and his team for their full support on implementing ARC and going beyond the sustainability benchmark. They are actually pioneers in this area. So I thank them for this partnership, and we look to get more partnership with other projects in the region with their help and with everybody's help in the area. So thank you, Engineer Mohammed and your team. We appreciate your time and efforts with us. And we hope to get more presentations from your side, hopefully in the near future.
Sure. Thank you very much. Likewise, and we are really appreciating the USGBC support, your support, personal support, Dr. Sarf. You had a very good job, mashallah. You're the real initiator of that, mashallah. And I would also it's very important. I would really like to thank our CEO, Engineer Sultan Baterji, because again he was he created the main momentum of that. He's fueling these projects financially and conceptually. So really thanks also for my team, for the whole team who had really made this happen. And we are looking forward, inshallah, to be attending or presenting these useful sessions that you guys are providing. Thank you very much.
Inshallah, we will have many sessions coming in the near future. So thank you again for the session. Thank you for the informative information. Thank you everybody for joining us. Hopefully, inshallah, the session will be uploaded either today or tomorrow. And again, if you have any other questions, please send me an email. And I would be more than happy to share the contact information of Engineer Mohammed and his team if you have any questions for him. So thank you everybody, and assalamu alaikum wa ya'tikum alf afiyah.